Human reproduction, my top 15 questions. A selection of questions which require very detailed answers, and now is your chance to revise those. What is the amnion? The amnion is a membrane. It forms a protective sac or bag-like structure around the fetus, inside of which is amniotic fluid, and amniotic fluid is a shock absorber. It's going to protect the fetus. Name a hormone associated with maintenance of the placenta. It's that hormone progesterone, and you remember when progesterone levels fall, the uterine contractions commence. Give 3 functions of the placenta. The first is gas exchange. Oxygen is passed from mother to fetus via the placenta, and carbon dioxide is passed from fetus to mother for excretion via the placenta. The placenta keeps the blood of the mother and that of the baby or the fetus separate, and this is very important in case there was a compatibility issue. Many important substances are passed from mother to fetus via the placenta, and some of these include antibodies and hormones, and you know in particular that antibodies have a role in fighting infection, so they're a source of passive immunity for the fetus. Essential nutrients needed for growth are going to be passed from mother to fetus via the placenta. The placenta produces many hormones, and you need to know specifically about progesterone. Because the placenta produces many hormones, those chemical messengers, it is said to have an endocrine function. What is meant by in vitro fertilization? This is fertilization that takes place outside of the body. What is a germ layer? Germ layers are basic layers of cells in the blastocyst from which all adult tissues and organs will form. Name the germ layers. The outermost one is the ectoderm, and it gives rise to the skin and the nervous system. The middle germ layer is the mesoderm, and it gives rise to the skeleton, the excretory and circulatory systems. And the innermost germ layer is the endoderm, and it gives rise to the lining of the digestive, respiratory and excretory systems. It also gives rise to the liver and the pancreas and those glands that line the lungs. From what structures does the placenta form? The placenta forms from embryonic and uterine tissue. At what stage in embryonic development are the organs formed? By week 8, all the organs and systems are formed. By what stage is bone replacing cartilage and the sex organs visible? So by week 12, the bones are beginning to replace cartilage and the sex organs are visible. What hormone stimulates milk production? It's prolactin, and prolactin is produced in the pituitary gland in the brain. Name the 4 hormones involved in the menstrual cycle. FOLP, it gives you those first letters of each of those 4 hormones, and it also gives you their order in the menstrual cycle. First up, it's follicle stimulating hormone, followed by estrogen. In the middle of the cycle, we have luteinizing hormone, and then finally progesterone. What is the function of oxytocin? Oxytocin is secreted by the pituitary gland. It stimulates uterine contractions and it also intensifies those uterine contractions. What hormone inhibits prolactin? It's the hormone progesterone. It inhibits prolactin. What hormone is responsible for the production of sperm in males? It's follicle stimulating hormone produced in the pituitary gland. It causes those special sperm producing cells in the testes to divide by meiosis to produce those sperm. Speaking of the pituitary gland, there's also that other hormone produced by the pituitary gland, the luteinizing hormone, and it too has a role in males as well. Luteinizing hormone stimulates the testes to produce testosterone. What are the secondary sexual characteristics? Well, they are those characteristics other than the sex organs that appear at puberty which distinguish between the sexes. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg, buddies. There are lots more questions I could think of, and I'm sure you could too. Remember, your book is your #1 resource, as are past examination questions. Best of luck with all of that revision.